This is Rugby Merlin and welcome back to the channel. This is my preview of South Africa versus New Zealand in the Rugby Championship 2024. So this is the showdown, all right. These two teams, particularly in the Rugby Championship, always produce fantastic matches, and I'm expecting nothing less from this fixture. It's been played in Johannesburg, the old stomping ground of the Boks, but New Zealand have a pretty decent record there. There's also some drama around the game. New Zealand have lost a coach. Leon McDonald left the camp after the Argentinian win, the resounding win, which kind of put them back on track. So nobody exactly knows what happened there. But let's see how that's going to affect the players and the squad. A lot of other commentators have mentioned that maybe it's Razor tightening the leash a little bit and putting his own stamp more on things, and as he gains in confidence, he got so many coaches in at the start of his tenure as a New Zealand coach that maybe now he's going to trim the fat, if you will. So that's going to be interesting to see how the team performs. Not a lot of changes from the New Zealand side. Sam Cane is starting though, so that's a huge call. He hasn't started a match since he faced the Boks in the final last year. Scotty Barrett, his sore finger is recovered, so he can. I'm not sure if he's been named captain actually, but he's going to be starting. I imagine he would be captain. Tamati Williams, who I was very impressed with against Argentina, very good find for the New Zealanders in the front row. He's going to be starting, so I'll be looking for good things from him. And as I mentioned in my last review, the standard, I think, has been set now for this New Zealand side under Robinson's tenure again, they're gonna have to live up to it, and it's a very different challenge now. They're facing the world champions at home, so what is this game going to bring up? As far as South Africa are concerned, the lock kind of situation is kind of escalated now with Evan picking up an injury, and they always, or the Boks always tout themselves as like they have a second row kind of pipeline or conveyor belt, but they've got 6 locks injured, I think, at the moment. So they have a new combo in the second row, but Peter Steff is there, so that's good news for the Boks. Mr. Reliable, and he's been playing really well, probably the best form of his career. So it's not a bad sight to see him in the second row. And then they've gone for Visa then at 8. I thought the new boy last couple of times he did very well, but I guess Visa's experience and his dynamism in attack and defense likes a big hit on going forward and back. And it's just a matter of whether he's going to be able to keep his discipline, which is going to be a key point in this game. I feel yellow cards, red cards even. And another big talking point, I think, is Fassi retaining his spot at fullback, because I think Willie Leroux is fit. So combined with Sasha Feinberg, it was a bit of a surprise because they're 2 young players in 2 key positions. Maybe mixing experience with kind of youth again would have been the way to go. Most people would have called, but not Razi. He's gone with Fassi again at 15, so it's going to be interesting to see how he plays. 9 changes overall from the last match for South Africa against Australia, and the rain there in Perth. But essentially, it's the same team that won the first Test match, and 9 players played in the World Cup final last year, so pretty much their strongest squad. But Rassi's very good at bringing through these young players, but they're going to have a hell of a test now against the New Zealand side. So what I will say is, in preparing for this video, I did research the Rugby Championship in general, just to get a general sense, and I was trying to find, I remember New Zealand played South Africa in Johannesburg again, and I was trying to find out what season it was. I think it was 2 seasons ago, and Fozzie was in charge, and he was under real pressure, and it looked for all the world like he was going to be kicked out. But the New Zealanders, the All Blacks, came up with a fantastic performance against the Boks and beat them at home, and it kind of saved his his run there as New Zealand coach and took him to the final, and turned around this season. So New Zealand always have this kind of ability to up their game, particularly against the South Africans, as I'm sure any as a Boks supporter will know. And then looking, I was kind of shocked. New Zealand have won 20 of the Tri Nations and Rugby Championship tournament, and Australia and South Africa both with just 4. So this is a huge opportunity for the South African team to get a win, and they're 10 points on the board and New Zealand only 5. And if they can get anything out of this game, particularly a win, I think that would put them in the driving seat for taking home this trophy. And that would be a huge kind of deal for, I think, the South African team and Rassie. They've done extremely well in the World Cup, and they'd like to back it up now with a win in the Rugby Championship. So as for predictions, what do I think will happen? Now, New Zealand got off to an absolutely electric start against Argentina, and I don't think it was so much Argentina who played badly, but they were completely strangled, and New Zealand strangled the life out of them in that first half and destroyed them basically. Will New Zealand be able to get off to that quicker start? If they can, it's going to be trouble for South Africa. South Africa can hold them and get good ball. Set piece is going to be big, as always, you know, front 5. New Zealand were played very aggressively against the Argentinians. Again, South Africa is a different kettle of fish. Are they going to be able to maintain that level of physicality against the South African team? They're going to have to get anything out of this game. Are the new boys for the South Africans going to be able to manage the pressure, particularly Sasha and Fassi at 15? They've had a good taste now of international rugby at the highest level, but again, this is probably the biggest rival in international rugby. So you know, it's again, they're stepping up a level. What style of play are South Africa going to play? Are they going to play this new style, this kind of free-flowing style through the backs? I hope they do, combined with power forwards. That would be ideal, I think. Can they pull it off? Again, weather is going to play a factor. What's New Zealand's kicking game going to be like? So many questions. So in terms of prediction, I'm going to say that it's going to be a draw. Yeah, I'm going to call it. It's going to be a draw. I think the game is going to mean a lot to New Zealanders. I think they'll show up, but likewise for the South African boys playing at home. So I will say 26-all, and that will still leave South Africa in the driving seat for the tournament, and then it's on to the next match. So yeah, that's my prediction. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon for the next one. Bye-bye.